Hello Stampers! Today I'm having some fun with some dies. This is Michelle Zindorf. Thanks for joining me today. We're going to be using the Tags to Go dies, and these are dies from there, and also the key and the lock. Really cute dies that are in that set. Let me show it to you here. This is the dies, and here is the set. Lots of fun things in this set that you can use, and it coordinates with the Tags to Go stamp set. Here's the stamp set. Now you can bundle these two things up and save 10% on them, but I'm just using the dies today out of this set. I'm going to add a couple other stamp sets today to go along with these, just to create a really fun card. So this certainly could be used for anniversary, just an I love you card. I put in here sending lots of love, so just send it to anybody that you cherish. And we're going to get started on our main panel here first. Now I have a 4-inch square piece of basic white cardstock. Now you can find all the dimensions for this card down below this video. Just click more under the description. You'll see them all there, along with all the links to the products that I'm using today. That'll take you directly to my online store where you can shop with me 24/7. Now we're going to use a die out of the Hearts of Elegance bundle. So here's the Hearts of Elegance stamp set. Now this is the sentiment that I used on the inside of the card. You can use whatever you want. It would be a pretty Valentine's card too, I see here. And we're going to use just a heart die. Here's a die set that coordinates with that. And we're going to be using this large one here. And it is a 3 1/4 inch. So if you don't have this die set, you certainly can use a different heart die cut or punch or whatever you have. But this is a really pretty set. Now you can bundle this set up also for 10% savings. So we're going to be starting with our die here. Now I die cut this using the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Now I'm just going to put this kind of centered in the middle here. Now this isn't going to be exact. I'm just kind of, eyeballing it here. And that's how I roll. So I'm going to bring out some Petal Pink ink here. I'm just going to hold this die cut on here. And I'm just going to do a circular motion around it, so you can see it there. I just love Petal Pink, don't you? It's a really pretty color. Here we go. And then when you remove it, voila, there is your heart in the center. Super easy. So that was with our Petal Pink. Now I'm going to bring out some peach pie. And I'm going to use a stamp. And the stamp I'm using is from the Tiled Techniques. This is a really pretty stamp set that has some corner stamps that I just love. So really pretty set. I've had this on my desk. I can't stop using it. So here's the stamp what we're using today. And I'm just going to put this in all the corners. Just going to ink up. Start with the bottom corners here. Here's one. Oh, I got a little schmutz there on my heart. That's okay. There we go. I put one on each corner there. Kind of frame it out. Isn't that pretty? And then I'm going to take this same color, the peach pie, and I'm going to come in off the side here and just bring it in up into that pink a little bit. I think that just helps coordinate all that together. There we go. And there's that part all done. I'm going to bring in some tuxedo black here. This is Memento ink. And I have my butterfly, and this is from the Sketch Butterfly stamp set. Now you could use any butterfly that you have in your arsenal, as long as it's a full view here. And I'm using this butterfly right here. And I'm going to stamp this in my heart here. And I think I'm going to come over that little spot that I made a bit here. Let's put it right about there. Voila. Spot will be covered up. Okay, so we have that done. Now let's do a little bit of coloring. And I have the Peach Pie Stampin' Blend markers. I'm going to start with the light first. And I'm just going to color up until I'm leaving a little line of white at the edge of the wings here. You don't have to color the middle of the body because that'll be covered up with our key that we're going to die cut here. So this is the light peach pie. Then I'm going to go in with the dark peach pie. I'm using the brush end for both of these. I'm just bringing this out a little bit. So you've got a little bit of two-tone going on here. A little darker on the inside next to the body. There we go. So this comes together really quickly. All right, so we have that done. Now I want to show you, I have a couple die cuts here. These come out of the tags to go, and I cut them out of gold foil paper. So I have my key here, and it's going to go right over that butterfly body there. And if you center it just right, you can cover up the little antennas that are coming up too. All right, and I'm going to use just a couple of these mini glue dots. I'm going to roll them up so they're in a line, and then I'll add it to my back of my die cut here. I'm going to use just a couple. These are really strong adhesive. So I put one on the top of the key here, and then I'll put one along the body. Now we're going to add it to our butterfly there. So there's our key on our butterfly. And then I have a lock here out of gold foil. This all comes out of that Tags to Go set. And I'm just going to take a pair of scissors here, and I'm going to cut right down the middle of this lock at the top, and then I'm just going to take a section out. And I'm doing that so that it looks like it is attached to the heart. So I'm just putting this side up to the heart, and then this side goes on top. Again, I'm going to use those mini glue dots for this. Just going to add a couple on here. I always feel like two's enough because they're strong. So I'm just going to put this on with that right side of the top of the lock against the heart. There we go. And I think I'm going to put just a little adhesive. I got some multi-purpose glue here just to glue that side down just a bit. Just put a little drop there. I'm going to hold that down. There we go. Now I want this to look like the heart is being pierced by that lock. I'm going to grab the dark peach pie and I'm going to add just like a backward C in front of that part of the lock there. And then I'm going to take the little end of a dark black marker here, and I'm going to do that C also, and that's going to give the look that it's going through the heart. So simple. So it's just like a little backward C. All right, so now we can start putting things together. See how fast this goes together? The inside I'm going to go ahead and stamp. This is a piece of Petal Pink, and it's 3 3/4 by 5. I'm going to use Memento Tuxedo Black here, and I'm going to use this Sending Lots of Love from the Hearts of Elegance stamp set, and that's going to be my sentiment. Again, this would be a sweet anniversary card. Gonna add it in here. There we go. Now I go ahead and stamp before I stick it. That way if I make a mistake, it's crooked or whatever, I have another chance by stamping on the back. So stamp before you stick. And when I have the black out, I'm going to go ahead and use it. I'm going to distress the edges of this panel, our main panel here. Just going to take a piece of sponge. It's just this ordinary craft sponge. And I'm just going to scrape it along the edge all the way around. This is a great technique. It saves you from having another panel. It gives you that darkness to really set off your panel, what's inside, just by adding some dark on the outside. Just a little distressing. There we go. And now when we put that up against the card we're putting it on, see it's really going to pop. Just by putting that little black on there. Okay. Put that up before I stick my elbow in it. I'm going to go ahead and add this on to the card front. Helps to open the glue. We're having a garage sale this coming weekend, and boy, it's a lot of work. You think about having a garage sale and you're like, oh, that sounds like a good idea until you get into it. I'm exhausted, so is my husband. But we're downsizing, so we have to get a lot of stuff gone from the house. Okay, so here I have die cut 2 of these. Let me show you with our dies here what I've did. This piece right here, I die cut twice out of basic black using the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And then I took them and I ran it through and cut these hearts out using this piece here. So it cuts out 3 hearts. Now when you could die cut that out, save those little hearts that come out of it, because we're going to be using those here in a moment. So I'm going to go ahead and add these to my card front. Just going to add a little glue around here. And we'll put one up here towards the top. And I'm coming clear out to the edge of the card base. The card base, I didn't tell you, is Petal Pink, and it's 5.5 by 8.5. Folded in half to create my quarter card. There we go. And then I'm going to add one more. I think that's so sweet, that little label with the hearts cut out of it. I just love that. You don't always have to use labels as a to put your sentiment on. You can use them decoratively. So there is that. And I want a little bling on those also, so I'm going to grab some of these. These are the adhesive back textured dots. And I'm going to add a couple of the large ones here. I'm just going to use my scissor points here to put these on. And I'm putting them right over the dot, the whole little hole that die cuts out. I'm putting that little adhesive back dot on there. There we go. I think that's cute. And it goes so well with the gold accents. Okay, so we have those. Now, I want these little hearts that cut out. You get 6 of these little hearts. We're only going to use 4 of them. But I wanted to put them on the inside of this butterfly's little wings here. So I'm just going to add a couple hearts on each side. I kind of butt them up against each other. There we go. I think that gives it just a little dimension. Okay. Whoop. My fingers are sticky. There we go. We got them on. So there's our 2 little hearts on each side, which gives it some more dimension. Okay, and all we need is our sentiment on the inside of the card, but we're going to put it on a piece of basic black. The black panel is 4 by 5 1/4, and the one that we stamped on is 3 3/4 by 5. That layers nicely for the inside. Just center those up. Add some big love in there. And put this on the inside. Very pretty, isn't it pretty with that black outline? So look at that. There is our card. Now, if you want to darken the inside of, I added black in there, inside that keyhole. And that gives it more of a look like there is an actual lock there. So I'm just going to take my black marker here. And I'm using the fine point. And I'm just going to color that in. There we go. Super simple. And that's it. All done. So thanks for joining me today. I hope you like this project and that you give it a try. Take care. Toodles.